to remind you today, eh?
Yes,
Good.
but I've remembered. So I put there, so it's now recording. So when you're talking about this narcissism, sometimes it's highly exhibited in a marriage relationship because now we are together until death do us apart. That's what we promise if we have gone to church, if you have gone to AG's chamber, we have promised ourselves that we are going to live together until death do us apart. So in that case, there's a lot of tolerance towards narcissism, and there's also a lot of evidence in those relationships. But that notwithstanding, we also have friends who exhibit narcissistic characters. We have relatives who exhibit these narcissistic characters. Uh, might have a cousin who just imagine that part of your salary, he has budgeted that there's 3,000 that he will be needing urgently every 2 months without repaying. So he'll create a situation to get 3,000 from your salary because it's an emergency, and then he promise you how he'll pay you within 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, he come now to apologize how he cannot pay, and if you can allow to be paid in kind, or if you can allow to be paid in kind, and if you now don't allow to be paid in kind, then he'll just give you a break of 1 month and come back with another emergency. So that's a narcissistic. Now, let's watch this story, then see what happened. Just a moment. Sounds. Let me check sound checking. Hmm.
What took you so long? I asked you a question, Emily. I said, what took you so long?
Why are you doing this, Darius? You left me there regardless of how dangerous it could be. Now this.
You're ignoring my question, Emily. And what did you expect, huh? You embarrassed me.
Embarrassed you? How exactly did I embarrass you, Darius? Why are you being insecure?
Did you just say insecure?
Yes, you are, Darius, and I am done patronizing your excesses. Ow!
You don't talk to me like that or I will dump you and no one will ever want you.
I can't do this anymore.
Are those scenes familiar to us? Is that scene familiar to us?
Very familiar.
Lillian, you have experience, or we have seen somebody who has experience? Oh, Susan, all you many around.
Yes, I have had.
You have had an
Mm.
experience of somebody.
I have had
Mhm.
people talk about such experiences.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had stories.
Can you stomach that experience?
No, myself, no.
Or you decided to leave.
Yes.
Let's hear the ideas for others. Anne, Anne, are you in position to talk to us? Susan? Susan, you unmute and talk to us. Susan, unmute.
Yes.
You have seen
I've
that.
had, yes, I've
Mm,
seen it. It's an awful
mhm,
experience.
mm,
No, with this real life situation, it happens.
mhm.
Yeah, it is said this life is difficult.
This life no balance.
No, but it's terrible.
This life no balance.
It should not actually go to that point.
Just on a light note, eh, President Madam Lucy Kebaki gave us he had Madam Lucy Hospital. Madam Margaret Kenyatta gave us Mama Margaret Hospital. Are we seeing something from Madam Rachel? Is there something in the kitchen? Some of you who are kitchen cabinets.
Yeah, there is one. There is one already, I know.
Where?
Cooking.
In Eldoret.
In Eldoret.
Yes.
Oh, so there's something in the kitchen, eh?
It's no longer in the kitchen. It's already operational.
It's operational. And
Yeah.
you have not made it you have not publicized it the way Mama Lucy made he has public ama
Maybe,
chini ya maji.
maybe due to the way she doesn't like publicizing herself. But it's already operational. It's actually a maternity thing. I'm told it's even a nice hospital. I've not been there, but I've heard quite a number of my colleagues telling me they go there.
That's great. As a member for campaign team, I'll be telling them to publish so that we can more people can hear about it. Yeah, yes. Yeah, Munira didn't see that video, so can't share. Munira, for your sake, because it's 1 minute, I will play it so that you can also weigh in.
What took you so long? I asked you a question, Emily. I said, what took you so long?
Why are you doing this, Darius? You left me there regardless of how dangerous it could be. Now this.
You're ignoring my question. And what did you expect, huh? You embarrassed me.
Embarrassed you? How exactly did I embarrass you, Darius? Why are you being insecure?
Did you just say insecure?
Yes, you are, Darius, and I am done patronizing your excesses. Ah!
You don't talk to me like that or I will dump you and no one will ever want you.
I can't do this anymore.
So, Munira, I hope you have seen that scene. Is it?
It's like he's entitled to her. There's entitlement here. He's dominating,
So the gentleman-
that's fine, but there's an entitlement issue here. You
And
belong
that's
to
what,
me. I can use you the way I want.
and you should not talk to any other person.
Yes. It's total control.
And that's what we are going to talk about today, which is narcissism and toxic relationship. How to recognize manipulation, reclaiming personal power, and also building healthy relationships. So we proceed. Let's look how to recognize manipulation. Now we have these statements. We have these statements. I want us to first scenario imagine if these statements are being made by our son. It's my son who is making this statement. So what I would like you to identify if it's true or it is a manipulation. So if your son tells you you are too sensitive, is it true or is it manipulative? Your son or daughter. If either your son or daughter tells you you are too sensitive, is it true or is it manipulative?
Depends on the situation. It looks like it's manipulation here. But, sometimes you can, when you're talking, you could be saying that,
Mm,
yeah, you are too sensitive. But it depends on the context, the person, all that.
mm, mm. Depending with the context. So, but you can stomach that from your son. You can stomach your son telling you are too sensitive.
But it is more manipulation, I think.
Okay. If your son tells you that never happened,
That is, of course, manipulation.
it's manipulation. If your son tells you you are imagining things,
That's also manipulation.
what if your son says everyone thinks you are the problem?
All these are
Does it make
manipulation.
you to have? Also, according to Munira, if the relationship between you and your son, this statement will be manipulation. So you can get somebody else. And now we want to look at the relationship in different contexts. It's you and your brother or your sister. Anyone else. So the relationship between you and your brother. You are too sensitive. Will it be true or manipulative?
Let others answer. I can't.
Huh?
Let everybody answer.
Lillian. Yes, Lillian.
Yes.
A
For
relationship
me,
between you and your sister.
yeah, my relationship with my sister, I believe I've grown with her. She knows me so well. So when she says some of these things, I tend to believe.
So if she tell you are too sensitive, it will be true.
Yes,
If she tell you that never happened, that will
I
be
can
true.
believe.
If she tell you are imagining things, that will be true. If he tells you everyone thinks you are the problem, that will be true.
The last one, no. But the first thing, I think it has happened because there's some things we can be discussing concerning maybe family, and depending on the reaction that I'm giving, yeah, the first three has happened before. And actually, when I sit down and reflect about them, I tend to think sometimes I am very sensitive or I'm overthinking or yes. So it depends with the relationship, I think. So somebody whom I trust, somebody who knows me very well, maybe it will be on the contrary. Thank you.
Thank you. Now it's Susan. Susan, imagine its relationship between you and yourself. It's the relationship between you and yourself. So you are telling yourself you are too sensitive. Is that true or manipulation?
It's true. It's true.
Uh-huh.
You
And what if
see,
you tell yourself, hmm?
I was saying, you
Uh-huh.
see, it's me when I ask
Yes.
myself, yes. So when this comes,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
Thinking to myself, you see,
Mm-hmm.
when what I'm going through is actually sensitive, I think I know it is actually I'm sensitive, that I'm too sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And
So if you tell so because it's you and yourself, all the statement will be true.
yes,
Have you ever been kind to yourself?
many times I forget to be kind to myself. Sorry to say. Yeah, because
No, you're not sorry. If you have never been kind to yourself, and then this statement it could be manipulative. You could be manipulating
oh,
yourself.
mhm.
You imagine the only person who can manipulate yourself is your boyfriend or husband.
But not
You can't
myself.
even
How
manipulate
do I
yourself.
manipulate myself now?
You have heard of self sabotage.
How does that happen now?
Have you heard of self sabotage? How does somebody sabotage himself?
I've known somebody sabotaging somebody else, but not an individual sabotaging herself or himself.
Uh, you can sabotage yourself, and one way
Mhm.
how you sabotage yourself, you have heard of overconfidence. Huh?
Yes.
Overconfidence is one way you can, yes, you can sabotage yourself. You are getting into this activity and you are very
Mm-hmm.
sure, pretty sure that you are going to make it, even if all
Mm.
other indicators show that you are not going to make it.
Mm.
So, because you believe you are going to make it, so in that case, you are going to put in all effort so that you make it. But now that can translate to self sabotage, because you might get in, you will ignore wise counsel that will give you, and you get into a scenario that ultimately you will not be able to get out of it.
Oh.
So these statements are actually manipulative,
Oh.
regardless of the origin. Even if it's coming from your parents, it's coming from yourself. Some of these statements are manipulative, or all of these statements are manipulative. Because if something never happened, then why should you tell yourself that that never happened? That means you know the truth. It's only that people might have exaggerated, and you know the truth. You know what actually happened. But now people don't know exactly what happened, but they know something happened. So you are convincing yourself that this thing did not happen. But now you are not able to justify, because it might have happened in a secret. You are also not able to come in public and say this is actually what happened. But if it actually happened and something that you can disclose in public, you not tell yourself that this never happened, you tell them what actually happened.
Can you give us an example? What you mean by all this?
This is an example. We have gone out for a housewarming party. And in that housewarming party, apart from nice foods that were served, there were also some alcoholic drinks. And because our faith, we don't take alcohol. But somehow you found yourself, you woke up the following day on a bedroom, and you can't tell how you got to that bedroom. Are you together?
Yeah.
And you have all symptoms that you are drunk. And people finished up the party, they went up to their places. For you, you couldn't make it to your place. So they had to accommodate you in that particular homestead. Or a friend of you had to take you to his or her place. So you slept out there. So you tell yourself that that never happened. I never slept out. But you are lying yourself. It's true, you slept out. It's only that we'll come up with the imagination. You went out, you had your boyfriend, you had a girlfriend, you had. That's our imagination. That's where you went to sleep. You never went for that housewarming. But now the fact is, you went out. So now, if at all, the hallucination or the other claims that we might come up with the following day, and this is where you were, if they are not true, you just tell us, yes, yesterday I did not drink, but I had some headache because we didn't know you had headache, and I had disclosed to this friend. That's why I felt comfortable with this friend, and he took me to his place or her place for overnight. Get huh? Because now it did not happen, or nothing happened that night. So you are able now to give the correct account. Do not tell yourself that that never happened. That never happened. It's a statement of denial. You are denying things did not happen. Now, if you are denying, you're rather than telling the truth, then you are denying yourself. So that's why I'm referring to it as a manipulative statement, regardless of the source, even if it's coming from you. It's a manipulative statement. You are trying to make yourself to soothe yourself. We have here a case study. Sarah constantly apologizes despite doing nothing wrong. And her partner says, no one else would tolerate you. In this case, is there manipulation?
Yes.
Who is manipulating who?
Who was the person? That other person is manipulating Sarah.
The partner to Sarah is manipulating Sarah. And you say that, yes, no one else would tolerate you. Then what emotions might Sarah experience? What emotion might Sarah experience?
Sadness, guilt, anger.
Frustration, lonely, fear
Shame.
of shame.
Even isolation.
Yes, isolation. Now, as a friend to Sarah, what advice would you offer?
She has to be assertive.
Yes, one, she can set boundaries.
Number two, what I would tell Sarah, I can see there is some aspect of this person belittling her. And once you're being belittled and gaslighted, what happens? It affects your self-confidence and self-esteem. Yeah, so I would say something like one situation should not be a definition of how you see yourself. Yeah.
I agree with Catherine. You see, when what narcissists do, they try to manipulate your sense of self. They put you down, belittle you, and that they first attack your sense of self. I've seen that a lot. And once that kills you, no, isn't it? You can't move then. Yeah, so that's the first thing they do. So yeah, you need to be away from such people. They have to go for counseling, tell them. It's difficult, but they attack your sense of self.
So once they make you want the
as though
tamper
you
with
are
your
the problem.
self-esteem.
They are not the problem. They make you feel as though you are the problem, not they. The problem is with them. but they attack you in such a way that you are the problem.
So in this case, one, we have said we'll advise Sarah to set boundaries. She can seek a counseling so that she build her self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, can she find something else to do so that he doesn't rely 100% from her partner?
Yeah, that's definitely. You see, Jotham, with these manipulators, they first cut off your social security, then they cut off your financial wings, then they cripple you both economically and then you see now a statement like no one else would tolerate you. Sarah, in her mind, if she had had this statement for long, she has internalized it's normal. People tolerate me. But that's not the words that this person is carrying. So with that being in mind, now because she has normalized that, so we have to recorrect that cognitive distortion that I am not to be tolerated, I am to be loved, I am to be wanted. So yeah, so most of manipulators and narcissists, they first isolate you completely.
So other than having an identity to her partner, can she also use other identities? For instance, if this partner is a husband and he feels is tolerating, but she might also be a mother and the children love her, are not tolerating her. She's a sister and her brothers or sisters are not tolerating her. She's a daughter and her parents are not tolerating her. Can she also identify those other identities rather than just being identified as the wife if the title wife is demeaning her? And that I've ceased. Now let's come to ourselves. Let's leave Sarah alone. Sarah is not with us.
Jotham, it's difficult for that person to
Yes.
get out. She's got herself into a cycle, and it is very, very difficult to get out, even though her husband tells her that she's no good or whatever, but others are for her and they never tell her. But she's got herself into a serious cycle, and then it's so difficult. I've seen that they cannot get out because their self-esteem has been crushed completely over the years. That self-esteem is killed or I don't know, maimed or whatever you say, but there's no self-esteem left. I think you have to teach them about healthy relationship. Then they will come. When you are saying what to do, you have to teach them about what is healthy relationship. This is not healthy at all. It's totally unhealthy.
Yeah.
And again, Jotham, what Munira is saying, first, as I said, they cut you off. So it means you depend on this person solely, like 100%. You have no friends, you have no people, you have no one. So the only solution, together with therapy, is now her having a support system.
Yes, very true.
Getting new friends or getting new circle around her that once things turn sour, because her fighting back from the manipulation, that is now the assertiveness, we don't expect the manipulator will just accept it gladly. No, they will even escalate the situation further. So for her to be able to be assertive and fight back, she has to have a support system. Yes.
So you have to teach her not to give up the social support systems. because that's her, what should I say, armor or whatever. That's her savior. Yeah. If she gives up all that, then she's kind of finished. No? They are very
So the support
clever in
system.
isolating you from their family and friends so that you do not become assertive.
That's great. So, such a scenario, we need to assist Sarah to regain her self identity, to regain self esteem. In that case, we can offer her a support system. We can become her accountability partner. We can be checking on her so that we build up her esteem. And we can also mentor her to start off something that will make her independent. But nonetheless, she is likely to encounter a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges, because assuming she started off a business, the husband is likely to cut down on budget so that part of the sales that she's going to make, she also has to support the family so that she remains down. In some instance, the family, the parents could have warned her against this gentleman who was gentle by then and just transitioned to become ungodly later on. And probably because she never heed to those advice, now she can't even go back to the parents because she insisted, this is the person I've ever seen. This is the person who has ever given me, made me feel who I am. But later on, that person is turning out to be narcissistic.
I think.
So we can move on. Yes.
Can I just say one sentence? It won't take long. I think financial independence is the key. Once she's financially independent, she can move out of this man's life or house or whatever. Because if she's going to be hanging around because of finances, then he will keep manipulating. A family will manipulate everybody, nobody will support her and all that. So that's why there's this women empowerment movement now. The boy child behind only because of this. If girls are empowered, but now even girls are abusing that power, which is also wrong. But if women are empowered, that's how they can fight back domestic violence and all this. If they're empowered, then they will be, nobody can take advantage of them. So this is one way of the narcissist, fighting back with the narcissist. If he knows that she will leave me because she's financially independent, even if she doesn't have support. It's good to get support from the family and friends, but even if they don't give her, she can still move out with financial independence, get another job, and she'll be okay. She can make new friends.
Thank you.
Lilian has a question.
Hopefully you are not. Yes.
I have a scenario. I don't know if it falls under narcissism. I have a close relative. The lady is financially stable. The man is also working, but the lady earns more. Now, this has caused some issues to the extent that the man has become, I don't know if it is emotional abuse or verbal abuse, whereby she say the husband tells her, you don't think, you're just stupid. It is your mother, it is your sisters who think for you. She cut her short completely, even from going to church. The lady goes to a different church, the man goes to a different church. If it is not my church, then you don't go to church. So the lady told him, but you have never taken us to your church, so I can't just sit in the house. So when the lady one day woke up to go to church, he packed his things and just stormed out. And then he calls tells her, I know it's your mother, I know it's your sisters who just advises you. You can't think for yourself. What is that? Is it part of narcissism?
It's
That
part
you
of
are
narcissism.
because you earn more than me. You know, one day that job will go. You know, one day this house that you build, I will even bring it down.
He's trying to control her.
Now, let me start by saying that shows a sign of insecurity from the man. Number two, this man feels is not in control. And once she's earning that amount of money, like she has wings to fly. Why am I saying this? You know, this is very timely because Lillian, I don't know if you, I was having a discussion in church the other day, and the people were asking me, do we disclose our earnings to our husbands or not? And I told them it depends with the type of the husband you married. If it's someone whom you can disclose and you work everything together, and if you're earning more, you won't feel insecure. So let's start with this man has inferiority complex. And with the inferiority complex, he feels the wife is doing much better than him. So how does he compensate for that? He compensates for it by now manipulating her, abusing her both verbally and emotionally. So he needs to control her. And if you're keen, Lillian, you'll be shocked to know this man can even kumwaribia job. What's the word for that? I don't know the English word for that, but this man can go to those lengths because he feels this person is maliciously destroying her job. So this person feels this lady, she is flying, but for him, he needs a doormat. Those are traits of an. Because why am I saying that? Because this is a person who is not considerate of their partner's needs. All they care is about me, myself, and I. That's the major characteristic of narcissists. That selfishness and the lack of empathy. Jordan, please.
Yes, thank you, Carol, for that illustration. From a man perspective, from a man point of view, if my wife is earning more than what I earn and she offers to take me out for dinner, I will expect she'll do that when we are in the bedroom to do the transfer. We are going out today, we are going to spend 20,000. So she'll transfer the 20,000 to my account in the bedroom. Then we go out, I'll make the payments. That will give me the ego as a man. But
Can
now,
I say
even if you are
something?
earning more and you are, yes,
No, I'm saying what
Munira,
no, what Katha is saying is right. These people are very malicious. They can even make sure that you lose the job or whatever, because these people, their self-esteem is very low. They are wounded people because in childhood they have been abandoned or neglected or rejected, or so they have a lot of wounds, childhood wounds. They are called ACEs. Okay, so they have all these wounds which haven't healed. So that's why they tend to behave like that with people, with their wives or whoever they can control. But yeah, that's why they're malicious, and they can go any length to take away your job and make sure that you don't get another job, and they'll do everything so that they are in control and you are down. You understand? They don't want you to be up there. So you will better
So
not
they are
disclose
there.
your income.
I don't know if you have ever interacted with a theory. There's a theory called theory of stupidity. I don't know if any of you have ever interacted with it.
No.
Now, the theory of stupidity was okay. It was coined when Germany had the chancellor, this brutal chancellor in Germany. I forget his name. I'm forgetting his name. There's a brutal ruler that Germany had, and this
Hitler.
brutal ruler,
Is that
Hitler, Charles Hitler. Yes, yes. During the reign of Hitler, Hitler threw away the constitution of Germany, and he was now the rule. So whatever he said is what will happen. So in that case, if I made a crime, I committed a crime, and the police came to arrest me, as long as Hitler had not sanctioned that arrest, I'll be released. I could not be taken to court. So in now what happened that people started whenever they are in group, like you are in group here and you are walking, we just pick stones and stone people's vehicle on the streets as long as you are in group, and you cannot be arrested and nothing can happen. So there's one particular preacher who started preaching against those vices. He said, now, you don't hit just somebody's vehicle. He has not wronged you. You don't even know him. You just found the vehicle parked there. Then you just stone and break the glasses. So, because he was viciously campaigning against that, and now for the police, once you report your vehicle has been stoned, they will say that's malicious damage to property. But for this particular preacher, he said that's not malicious damage. That's actually stupidity. So the unfortunate thing that he was arrested and put in concentration camp, and he was actually hanged to death. Then a week later, U.S. Army rescued that camp, and now there's a scholar called Spoller who now found the letters that this particular preacher was writing to people, was writing to administration, trying to advocate against those vices. Then now this particular gentleman, is scholar, so he said now he coined that theory of stupidity. Then he said that the stupid people, they'll do something, they'll even go to an extent to spend money as long as they are going to deter you from getting what you deserve. Like now, this gentleman can go ahead to borrow a loan, which he is going to repay, to go and sit down with the boss of his wife and tell him how the wife is totally bad so that the wife can be sacked. So in that case, that he will be exhibiting stupidity. It's not just malicious, that's the stupidity. So we can proceed.
Jotham, before you proceed,
now
there's something you mentioned. It made me laugh. Lillian and I. Okay, help us understand. Maybe I might even ask Patrick the men's perspective. Let me ask you, Patrick, this question. For example, your wife says, Jotham said, if my wife today says, I'm going to take you out, the wife better transfer the money before they leave that house, so that he is the one going to pay in the hotel, so that he doesn't feel diminished, or what's the word? Patrick, what do you think? Let me understand men somehow. Okay.
Hello everyone, sorry for joining late.
Welcome.
Asante. For me, okay, I've gone through an experience with my wife where at the time I was between jobs and she was the one earning money. And as much as it is painful to not be in a job, at that time she was the one who was taking me for those dinners and taking care of me. So I feel it's the type of relationship you have with your wife. For me, my relationship with my wife, I don't feel like if any of us is earning more, that the other person feels bad. Yes, you may want to be the breadwinner as the man, but in the society that we live in nowadays, I feel we have to also accommodate situations where you don't have control of the capacity of another individual to earn more than you. And as a man who is learning like from these kinds of programs or courses, how to be emotionally intelligent, it's for you to realize that everything is adding to the common pool. That be as it may, there are those situations where I've had some couples say where the wife is saying that her money is her money and that the husband's money is the one that is supposed to fund the house. Now, in such a situation, you see it puts the husband in an awkward situation if he earns less. But I can say that there are those men who are comfortable in those kinds of environments where the wife is the one who earns more. I happen to be one of them. And even if we're in a situation where we are going out, like during my birthday, my wife took me out and bought for me dinner. I didn't feel like I was being undermined or that my ego was bruised. I just felt nice.
There's a question from Lillian. Today's discussion has good questions. Why are men not happy when their women earn more? Is the greatest beneficiary here? I don't understand. Okay, let me say this, Lillian. Women are not born providers. Let's just go back to the drawing board. Women are not born providers. I'm saying that with all due respect, actually, and because me too, I work. If you have someone who believes that, like my husband, I don't say my money is my money, but it doesn't make me provide. It's different. Okay. So you will find there are men who feel comfortable when they cater for everything, or when they cater for 90%. Let me use that word. But then there are people who feels comfortable if I can bring in, she can bring in, and then we grow together. So as Patricia said, it depends. That's first thing. But again, when you say is the greatest beneficiary, let's just also understand there is also some women who will bring money to the table and say this is what is there, how do we plan about it. But there are some, like Patricia said, who says my money is my money, so it will feel they are not beneficiary. Lastly, it's about now if the woman becomes the biggest provider, a small mistake, this man might be reminded he is being provided for.
Okay. So we can proceed. Hopefully, Lillian, you have gotten the answer. So if not, as we proceed, we'll still be an... Yes, Lillian.
I'm not sijaridhika bado, but it's okay, we can proceed.
Jordan, please respond. You are the man. Me, I'm saying from my perspective.
So I was giving you, okay, from one perspective that yes, if you are earning more or you feel like now taking me out, you see, so that we don't come back or we are not out there in the mall and you have made an order. Let's take, let's say, chicken and chips. Then for me, I don't do chicken and chips. I can do chicken and ugali. So if I request for ugali, then I feel I'm not satisfied and I want to get another slice of ugali ama ugali sosa, then you remember me ndo nalipa your bill. So in that case, that can demoralize the man. That's why for me as a man, I will advise, yes, you're taking me out, no problem. I'm going on your account, no problem. But just can't make the transfer to my account so that when I get there, yes, still you have provided, but now the ego, you have massaged my ego. When we come back home, and sometimes some of the women do complain that this man has just become like another woman because the ego went down. Because the ego went down, he can't perform even in the house. bedroom. When you get into the bedroom, he cannot perform. But what you don't know, you lowered his ego. So in that case, even if he try, he cannot. So in that case, you need to massage his ego. Let him feel the masculinity. Let him feel that he's the one providing. Let him feel, yes, you are earning more, but you don't go and fill up the pickup and bring home. So you better get him. Let him participate in that bringing back home. So that's why now in such a scenario, and now the other things that you'll find at times, because you are earning more, you will tend, yes, you'll be out there in the meetings with the your girlfriends, you are out there with the meetings with the corporate leaders, you are in corporate league, and the gentleman is not in the corporate league. So because in that scenario, now we translate or transfer the role. So he's the one to come home early, and for you, you will come back home at will. So sometimes you'll come at midnight. So in such scenario, if you are that kind, that's where now men will feel, no, have we converted now? Am I the wife of the house just because I'm not earning that much? Or are you having those meetings deliberately to show me that you have the powers? So now that's where now conflicts might arise. So we can proceed. Foreseeing, because we have exhausted 1 hour discussing only 2 slides. So I'm foreseeing us extending this topic to next week. Now, think of someone who makes you feel energized after talking to them. Then also think of someone who leaves you feeling confused, who leaves you feeling guilty or emotionally exhausted. Have we imagined those people? Can you imagine of a person who, when you talk to him or her, you feel energized, and another person whom, when you talk, you feel exhausted? And you can now talk to us. Have you imagined those two people? Ross, can you imagine of somebody whom, when you talk to, you feel energized, and another person who, when you talk, you are left confused, guilty, or emotionally exhausted?
Yes, yes. And a good evening to you all. My apologies, I joined a bit late. Am I to mention them?
No, you don't have to mention them. It might work against you.
Ha ha
And
ha
you
ha.
don't want
All
to
right,
come
okay.
to rescue your situation. But
Okay, all right.
the first thing, you just need to identify them.
Yes, it was very
Probably,
quick for me. Mm-hmm.
you can just tell us what they usually do.
The one who makes me happy is that they are able to, especially when the sometimes they call it a loop of worrying, especially when it comes to the children. Um, oh, will they be
Mhm.
okay? Are they sick? What is next? Like now, this morning we were leaving for work, and just as we're about to leave, we noticed,
Mm.
oh, the allergies are here with us. And now I'm rethinking the choice of going to work, and yet I have no choice of not going to work. So
Mhm.
I had to break it, and he really grounded me, and he does that a lot.
Mm.
Much as I family come through
Mm.
for him in that respect when it comes to the children, and of course life
Mm.
matters to him in general. That is the one who makes me happy.
Mhm.
The others who I feel like I have forward to a point of going to the negatives. Unfortunately, opportunity is family, and I would mention for a long time that has been my primary caregiver. But
Mm.
yeah, I have had
Mm.
to play many roles that I did not have to, especially growing up, and this is
Mhm.
not physically. where you have to help raise the children or anything. No, it's mostly to help mediate living aspects. I think I mentioned earlier in one of the meetings, I come from a blended family, and with that comes a lot of response. So yeah, emotionally draining.
Yeah, thank you, Ross, for sharing that. Now we can also translate the question: is there somebody you know when he talks to you, he go out very happy and energetic? No, it doesn't have to be Ross to respond. Or let me see who has not talked to us. Anne, hopefully you are gotten home. Is there somebody when he talks to you, he feels drained? And there's another person when he talks to you, he feels energized. Do you have some?
Yeah, Bwana Jotham,
Yes.
allow me to say this, yeah? Yeah, these two types of
Uh-huh.
persons are there. That the one you can talk
Uh-huh.
to and you feel energized, you feel happy, even when you maybe you'd be having
Mhm.
problems. And the moment you start talking to them, you feel all is well. You know, they give you
Uh,
positive energy. You'll even
uh,
be free to share with them, whether positive or negative issues affecting you. You just feel yourself being okay. But on the other side,
mhm.
you know, we are talking to somebody.
Mm,
You don't even have
mm,
the energy to approach the person. Many situations may
mm,
force you to the person, but you
mm,
feel no, this is not the right person to talk to. Before you even start talking to the person,
mm,
you now plan yourself for now you're going to approach the person. Probably how are you going to approach this
mm,
person? How are you going to explain yourself?
mhm,
You even start concluding
mm,
how the reaction will be.
mm,
So you feel
mhm,
exhausted. You know, these people with negative
mm,
energy.
mm,
Yeah.
mhm. So now those are now the people we are referring to as narcissists.
Yeah.
They have toxic relationship. So the person you have toxic relationship will always drain you. And my prayer is that person should not be you, because you also have your self conversation. So be the person that if you talk to yourself, you talk to yourself positively, so that when you are leaving home, you are going out, you say, today I don't have money. Because I don't have money, you don't talk to yourself and say, I am poor. Just say, today I'm broke. I'm going out to look for money. So in that case, you're going to put in effort to solve somebody's problem, and ultimately he'll get you money. But the moment you say now I am poor, then you have toxic relationship with yourself. Ultimately, even if you are going out there, you will not think of solving somebody's problem so that he can give you money. You will think of there's an angel who will come from nowhere and just come and give you money. You will just imagine that those people who have money, they have gotten those money because they are angels who gave them money. But that may be true or not true. So yes, Anne is asking the difference between narcissistic personality and narcissistic traits. But we are still introducing narcissistic, so we'll come to that. We'll discuss it. Healthy or toxic relationship. So let's classify this. My partner checks my phone every day. Is that healthy relationship or toxic relationship?
Very healthy.
Uh-huh. Okay, so according to Caro, it's healthy. Uh-huh. Anne, is that a healthy or toxic relationship? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Susan support is healthy. We have two votes for healthy. We go to the second one. My spouse encourages my dreams. That way I don't believe we will have doubts. It's healthy. Great. Thank you. That one I didn't think you had doubts. They punish me with silence. Is that healthy
Punishment.
or toxic?
Toxic.
Eh?
Toxic.
That's
Toxic.
toxic. Eh. They better tell you what you are wrong you have done so that you are able to correct rather than keeping quiet. They punish me. We have looked at that. They apologize sincerely. Is that healthy or unhealthy?
Yeah, that's healthy.
That's healthy. So from this, checking the phone, that's healthy. Encouraging your dream, that's healthy. And apologizing sincerely, that's healthy. The only thing, if they punish you with the silence, that's the toxic relationship. Now we are able now to identify the healthy relationship and the toxic relationship. Then, what makes relationship emotionally safe? What makes the relationship emotionally safe? What are the things that if you see in a relationship, you'll consider that relationship emotionally safe?
I'll consider relationship safe if it allows you to be yourself.
Yes, one, if it allows to be yourself, you can make a mistake without being judged.
When again,
Susan?
when one feels understood, like you're trying to bring out an issue, and say your partner comes in, listens to you, and actually understands you, but not to blame you or condemn you.
Yeah. So if he understands what you are going through and what you're doing without condemnation, so and has also said if you are allowed, if you are supported to experience your potential. So
Yeah.
in that case,
Listens to
if
you.
you're, if
He
yes,
listens to
Munira saying
you.
if you are listening, uh,
Can I say?
yes,
Person listens to you, empathizes with you, gives you positive feedback.
very well. So in that case, now we'll consider those are a healthy relationship. You have cordial relationship. So what was the difference about those two interactions? These two interactions are these that you have discussed. You have thought of somebody who make you feel energized, and you have thought of someone who leaves you feeling confused or guilty. What's the difference?
It's between the positive energy, positive vibes.
And the vibes that you get from those interactions.
And you don't feel like approaching
But
them
by the
because
uh, uh, by the way,
people,
have you seen at workplace? Go on,
yeah,
Munira.
people avoid these or reject these people who are negative. They, unless they have something important to do with them, they'll go. But otherwise, if out of choice, they will not go to them.
Yeah, sure. And also to give this illustration, have you seen scenario where bosses, when you find in an office, people are very happy, they are sharing a good moment. When they just realize the supervisor coming in, you might think there's an examination paper that has been distributed, and that workplace has been converted to an exam center where silence is a necessity, or there are people who have just gone to a library where they have to be silent. Susan, you have seen such?
Yes,
You have seen
yes,
such scenario?
such experiences are there, and especially I give an example of an institution of learning, like an example where I am. You have people with different characteristics, There are those who are enthusiastic into works and they are doing very well. Such people will not have an issue with the boss. But there are these ones who have negative energy and they are always on the resist side. They don't want to do work. The moment they see the administrator, ndio yule amekuja, ndio yule, and then the boss silently they keep quiet. So that you can even tell there's something going on which is not actually good.
So in that scenario, as we have put it, either the boss might be that person who is giving negative energy, or there could be the colleagues, the staff who have negative energy. So whenever they see the boss, they'll see now he has come. So in that case, let's settle down and try to do something. So they were not doing anything unless they are supervised. They were not doing anything. But now, once they see the supervisor has walked in, then now they start doing something. Yeah. So in that
No,
case, now
Jotham,
we
this is an
need to identify.
interesting question.
Yes.
I'm asking. A boss who
Yeah.
is much more superior than you and is constantly doing this, how would you handle? Because would you bring it to his attention in a diplomatic way that he is costing you your peace of mind or your health or whatever? Because I think at the end of the day, that boss needs to be told that whatever he's doing is not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay. True.
So how do
true
we,
story.
do we, even if we no, it's very common. Clients come with this sort of bossy or manipulative bosses. So how do you handle again? We can discuss this. It's a really important question.
Very well. And I want to give you a real practical scenario that I encountered. There's a company we went to do the net promoter score, employee net promoter score. Now, this employee net promoter score, we are finding out how the employees can promote the company, or if the employees, at their will, they can refer customers to that company. And part of it, we want to find out work environment. How is the work environment? And we said we'll analyze, we'll collect data to analyze so that we see how the employees perceive their work environment. Then there was a particular director, one of the director, who by himself, he referred himself as a go-getter. According to his definition, he said he's a go-getter. But now, when we inquired, when we gave out the questionnaire, those who responded, they classified him as a bully. They classified him as a bully. Yes. So after collecting and analyzing data, we were now giving feedback to everybody. So this particular director, when we gave him feedback that you are being considered as a bully, or the feedback you have gotten, employees consider you as a bully, you say, no, for me, I'm a go-getter and I'm somebody who just focus on result and result only. So if you deliver results, I have no problem with you. But now if you come to work with me and you don't deliver results, I cannot tolerate you. But than doing that, if they are going to discuss, let's say, on resource distribution, and he is late in that meeting, and other directors had already started and they have already discussed and how they are going to distribute the limited resources, the time he will come in, he will disband any discussion that had already been done and to start over fresh, so that he get the lion's share of those resources. So when he gave that feedback, he said, no, we are okay. We said, now, give me the details for the clerical staff who have said I'm a bully, because I need to take a disciplinary action against them. So he say, okay, it's not ethical for us to give you that information because it's confidential. But we said, now, we have your peers. You have directors who have also considered you to be a bully. How are you going to deal with them? Say, now, give me, I will write them warning letters. Then you say, now, we have those who are at a level higher than you. How are you going to deal with them? Because they have also considered you as a bully. They say, now, I'll write them protest letter. So now we sat him down and said, you see, by the virtue that people have made same mistake and you are preferring different punishment, you are preferring severe punishment to the clerical, and as you climb the ladder, you reduce the severity of punishment, that considers you as a bully. So instead of condemning them, instead of bullying them, instead of writing those protest letter, you are better off take a holiday, a vacation, go out, go and reflect on yourself. Go and reflect on yourself. So he went out and reflected on himself. When he came back, he now was considerate to other. He now listened to other his peers. He will listen to the clerical. If there is giving instruction, he was. If I give instruction, this is how what must be done. You don't give me an excuse. Even if it cannot be done, even if you feel it's against the policy, for you, you have to do the way he has instructed you to do, and nobody can touch you, even if it's against the policy. HR, when they come and they want to punish you, because he gave you the instruction, he will protect you against HR. But if you did what you believe was true, even if it was within the policy, he will still send you to HR and you must be terminated. So we have those bosses that are that way. So one thing you can advise the bosses to take, just go and reflect, and then they'll come back. When they know what they are doing is not perceived to be right, then they can go and reflect and then come back when they are fresh. Hopefully that can assist you, Munira.
No, Jotham can that no, for me I know. But what I'm saying is these people are given more training how to handle their employees. They don't have diplomacy. Yeah, why they are not able to get work out of the employees? Because they are angry, they shout, they want work to be done immediately. So they don't have the skills. So when they go for training, they learn how to develop their skills. So that's what is needed sometimes.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, they can be trained to get the skills, and then they have the latitude also to prepare the other staff members rather than just demanding results. You also need to look at you have to be empathetic with the staff. How are they getting these results?
Yeah, just look at how others are getting results, and you are not getting it. See, help them to see, compare, and see where they are going wrong. There are lots of ways to do it, but I'm just saying this is a critical problem today. They have very many bullies as bosses. I've seen it in my counseling. That's why I'm saying let's bring it up so that everybody learns from this.
Okay. From it,
Yes, Jotham, if you just allow me a little bit, what Munira is asking, sometimes if imagine you're an employee and you're being bullied, how then do you approach your superior on the same? With that in mind, with that in mind, first things first, most employers don't care about your well-being. They care about results. You're there to produce results. Your mental well-being, yes, they are good employers, but most of them, they see employees as a duplication of numbers. If you bring in the numbers, then we are good. Now, with that understanding, there is also a diplomatic way of handling it. Whereby sometimes if someone feels overwhelmed, they just take a break. And if you feel like I just received a call today we are on Monday, on Friday. A friend of mine was telling me their supervisor just came in, started hailing abuses. They just decided, no, enough with this, we are going to quit. Now, that is one thing people do, people quit. And that's why if you see a high turnover of employees in a company, ask yourself, what is the leadership skill of this company? Another thing, as I always say, criticism has to be both kind and has to be loving. Now, if you're going to tell your supervisor, oh, you know what you're doing, you're bullying us, you are pointing fingers, they will never listen to you. But if you go and tell your supervisor, by the way, when you came in the other day and said so and so and so and so, it really did hurt my mental well-being. Believe you me, it will strike a nerve. So instead of being reactive, be responsive on where you're not pointing fingers to this supervisor, because if you point fingers to them, they will not listen to you. They don't even care. But if you go there and speak from your perspective, if you go to a narcissist and tell them you're a narcissist, believe you me, they will try all means possible to prove you wrong. But if you tell them why you, like, what specific action hurt you, yes, they may deny, but it will strike and come. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. So we can apply diplomacy in addressing the matter, but at times some of the narcissist bosses, they may not be approachable. And now, if they are not approachable, that's where there are scenarios or the organization do organize an open forum, and they become now better a part for us to share with them. If the organization can organize such an open forum where people will share out how they feel, what can be done to make them perform better. So in that case, they'll be able to improve or to share the feedback. Yeah, that's my take on that. So when you're talking about healthy relationship, it usually creates emotional safety, and a toxic relationship will often create emotional confusion. And so when you have a toxic relationship, it will always create that confusion. Now, we have this, and we just identify if we agree with this statement or disagree. Respect confidentiality. You respect confidentiality. Do you agree with that or disagree? Ross, do you agree with that? Do you respect confidentiality? Lillian, do you respect confidentiality?
Yes, I do.
But yesterday I heard you say, nikwambie kitu na usiambie mtu.
No, I don't do that.
You used that statement yesterday.
Situmiangi hiyo. I say what I can.
Uko sure?
Something today, I can repeat it tomorrow, next day.
Hii sasa ilikuwa tu ya mwishene, uliambia colleague rafiki, nikwambie kitu na usiambie mtu. That's a story for another day. Yeah, I listen without interrupting. Patrick.
So okay.
You agree or disagree?
I agree.
You listen without disrupting.
Yeah, it's on and off. When you're having a very exciting conversation, like when you're talking about football or something, you find yourself jumping into the conversation and interrupting someone, but it's not in a bad way. You're just excited. I don't know if that's a bad thing.
But your team succeeded to win World Cup, or it was eliminated in group stages?
It was eliminated. I was supporting Argentina.
Argentina, it was
Initially,
in the
the
final.
African teams, then everyone left. Then now Argentina also lost. So I was disappointed. Yeah.
No worry. Next World Cup, Argentina will take.
We pray for it.
Uh, 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 the next statement is no diagnosing real people. Is that statement, do you agree with it or disagree? You can get from who hasn't? Nanis, you haven't talked to us for a while.
Yeah, kindly expound further when you talk about diagnosing real people.
When you meet people, you want to confirm, is this a scam or a real people? This person looks to be a scam. So you want to verify further if he is actually a real people. And you can see he's a real people. Is that true with
Okay.
you? When you meet?
When I meet new people, I think personally I take some time before, I take some time before I can just, that this one is okay. I can, like that bit of even trusting that
I can
this
trust
one,
this and yes.
yes, I take my time, not just immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you diagnose people, real
Yes.
people first.
Yes.
You or the other English, you scan environment, you scan people,
Yes, I would
before
say that.
trusting them.
Yes. I don't do it immediately.
Yes. Carol, I speak
mean
from
you
my
judge
personal
people?
experience.
Excuse me, you mean you judge people? When you diagnose means what? You're judging people?
You're putting levels.
Okay. Yes, you'll put when you are diagnosing, you assess. You may not it's partly judging, so that I want to confirm, can I do business with Munira? So I want to even go find out which lifestyle does she live. I want to find out much more about Munira before I can actually trust and do business with her. So that's where you diagnose people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Carol, do you speak from your heart? Do you speak from your personal experience?
Yeah, because I believe. Because I believe. I believe what? I believe life. There are things that have made mistakes, and there are things that have done and they have succeeded. So I would not want someone to make the same mistake that I made. And also, I would want people to learn maybe from my mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you agree?
Can I ask?
So
Can I ask?
yes.
With
Go
regards to
ahead.
that point,
Yes.
because what Caro has said, I also try to speak from personal experience, but I with time I've learned that there are sometimes you can be telling people about your experiences, and then there's also a point where you find yourself being overbearing with sharing about your experiences to the point where when you're trying to help someone not make the same mistake, it's like you're parenting them too much, for instance. And then I feel like that point where it's a very thin line between advising and allowing someone to either choose to accept what you advise and choose to accept your experience, and now being it's like you're trying to impose your thoughts and your will on that person. And I feel that's the point where it goes negative instead of being a positive interaction.
Yes,
Be sure.
Patrick,
And some
use
go
this
on,
statement.
Carol.
The worst person to advise is someone in love. It's very true statement. So I'm using that as an example. You know really so well. You've seen this is a narcissistic person. You go tell, for example, your sister, Margaret, I told you. Then Margaret is feeling like, Patrick, stop fathering me. You're not our parents. You're just my brother. You don't want this person to make the mistakes, but you're trying to talk to them. I believe somehow for this personal experience to really work magic, it has to be limited. Why do I say limited? Because the other person you are talking to, are they receptive of the same message?
Exactly. Yes, I agree with that.
So that means as much as you might be speaking from experience, personal experience, you also have to identify at what scenario are you sharing from that personal experience. One day there's a gentleman at our workplace. There's a gentleman who shared with a friend that they had a fight with the spouse. And when he came in the morning, he had bruises in the face. So he confided with one of the friends. The undoing thing that this friend of his betrayed him and shared with everybody in office. The following day, when he came at the gate man said, "No, but sorry for what you are going through. Even us men, we go through a lot. We have not just gotten an opportunity to share with you, but we go through a lot." Yes, sir. So this gentleman felt his esteem lowered, and because of that occasion, because of what he had, when he got into office, he just packaged whatever he could or whatever his personal belongings, and they deserted duties. He left the company because he felt now his ego has even been affected further just because of sharing his personal experience. So we have to identify those that we are going to share with their personal experience. So do you respect different viewpoints? Yes. Thank you, Susan. We respect. Now, we have been talking in general. Now, let's define what is this narcissistic person? What are these narcissistic traits? That not every selfish person is narcissistic. And people can also display narcissistic traits without having narcissistic personality disorder. So, only qualified mental health professionals can diagnose personality disorder. So let's just not see somebody because this person is selfish, is sharing out information, is doing this, then he's always digging out, he's doing data mining, pulling out information from us. Then we assume that that's a narcissistic person. And we have to get that person diagnosed for us to actually confirm he's a narcissistic. Now, characteristic for narcissistic person, number one, he'll have excessive need for admiration. He need constant praise. He'll be fishing for compliments. He'll be feeling superior. Yes. So I've given you just a few illustrations. Then say, can you clap for me? That's a great point. Can you clap for me? Yes, I've done this. Can you clap for me? You get it? So that's one characteristics of a narcissistic person. Number two, he has manipulation. He has manipulation. He uses manipulation, and he is using guilt, he has silent treatment, he's playing victim, and he also has love bombing. So he can love you deeply until you feel, yes, this is the best person, this is the best colleague. Then you open up. So once you open up, now he used that as an advantage. He has gotten some information from you. Now he'll use that information to control it and manipulate you. Just because you have shared your information and now have that information, I'll tell you, if you don't buy me lunch, I'll tell people. If you don't do this work for me, I'll go and tell the boss. So in that case, I'll now manipulate you, and you have to listen to or do what I want. He'll also have sense of entitlement. I deserve special treatment. Rules apply to others, but not to them. So he can even set the rules. Then, when it comes to others, he said the rules are clear. They follow the company policy. But when it comes to him, then he will come up with an idea and tell you, were rules meant for people or people are meant for rules? So in that case, he's using the same rules now to manipulate, so that if it is favoring him, then you have to follow the rules. If it's not favoring him, then those rules does not apply. Another characteristics that he'll have difficulty accepting responsibility. Instead of apologizing, they may blame others, they may deny, they may distort facts, they may attack the person confronting them. So, if you meet this narcissistic personality, so you find that yes, he has made a mistake. Instead of just admitting he has made a mistake, but he look for somebody else. Yes, I could not have achieved my goal because finance department did not facilitate. So I'm blaming on finance department. When I made the request, the finance could not, and probably I made the request on late Friday evening or late Friday, and this activity was to be undertaken on Monday. So finance couldn't reorganize money on that particular Friday. They couldn't access the bank account on that particular Friday to make that funds available. Yet he knew that activity was to be undertaken the whole week. So he had the whole week, but he couldn't make the request. He waited until Friday. That's when he's requesting, and he's imagining that finance people are just waiting for him to make requests so that they can facilitate. Now, understanding gaslighting, because gaslighting and narcissistic go hand in hand. Now, gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where someone repeatedly causes another person to question their own memory, their perception, or reality. And an example of gaslighting, where somebody will say, I never said that. You are too sensitive. You are imagining things. Everyone agrees you are the problem. It was just a joke. I was just kidding. No. Every statement that I was just kidding, there are some facts behind that kidding. Now, the warning signs. If you are told, you start doubt yourselves. You know you are being gaslighted. If at all you start apologizing excessively, you have not made a mistake, but you are apologizing, you are being gaslighted. If at all you are seeking constant assurance, now how far are we proceeding? Can you give me feedback? Are we on track? Are we deviating? You get that? And then it means that we are being gaslighted. Feeling confused. You don't know where you are. You are not in charge. You are not in control. You can't serve. You can't support. So in that case, you are also feeling that's as a sign that you are being gaslighted. Then when you stop trusting your own judgment, that I have to wait for person X to come and approve. Should we make ugali or chapati for dinner? I have to wait for somebody to come and approve so that we can decide to make ugali or chapati. So that that's a symptom. Now, other parts of manipulation, we have what we call trauma bonding. And trauma bonding happens when cycle of abuse are mixed with the affection, are mixed with the apologies, they are mixed with the gifts, or are mixed with the promises to change, creating a powerful emotional attachment. In the morning, when I leave a house, I will tell my spouse, you are as stupid as your father or as stupid as your mother. You are useless. If it was not me, you will not be where you are. I'm the only one who has made you be where you are. Then in the evening, when I'm coming back, I come with a candy or a bar of chocolate. Then because of a bar of chocolate, you make her forget that I abused her with her parents, with her family. Then I'll promise her that next year I'll take you to Maldives for a holiday. Now, because of the promise, she will forget any other abuses that is going on. So now, this toxic cycle for trauma bonding, it goes like this. I'll give love bombing. Everything, I ensure that everything is supplied. She does not suffer. There's no single day she'll say, we don't have sugar in this house. I ensure everything's supplied. Any necessity that she needs is supplied. After I've supplied everything, I'll get her even 10,000 to go to the salon. And then I'll get her some money to go to buy some new clothes. So in that case, you feel, hey, everything, she's able to get everything that she needs. Then after getting everything that she needs, I also give her extra money that can support her other things. Then with that, I build trust. Now, after I've built trust, I now start controlling him. Then when there's a conflict, I will apologize. Then there's temporary calm. Then the cycle repeats itself. So in that case, we'll have a conflict. I'll apologize, get her gift, abuse her again, apologize, get her gift. So the cycle goes on. So in that case, she bonds, or that particular person will bond with will have trauma bonding. Now, why people stay? Despite those difficulties, there are people who will still stay. Despite those challenges that we go through, there are people who will still stay because, one, they have fear. I'm better off referred as a husband of rather than as a divorcee. I'm better off referred as a wife of rather than a divorcee. I'm better off struggling with this work because rather than begging for money. So I'm better off struggling. Yes, I'm being abused at work, but I'm better off rather than begging for financial support. Financial dependence, that's another reason why people will stay. Because of children. But now, as much as we are many there because of children, we are actually traumatizing the children more. Because they are able to see. The children are able to see and they are able to learn. So when they grow up, some of them might pick some of those traits. It's normal. Wife battering is normal. Body shaming is normal. Yes, sir? So we also, some of the reason is because of shame. We don't want to go to be called a divorcee. So in that case, we are better with the abusive relationship. We don't want to leave employment because we are better off identified as I'm working with the company X rather than I am jobless. So in that case, I don't want to have that shame of being jobless. Hope they will change. Probably I'm praying. I've gone on my knees and prayed for him. I've prayed for her. I'm praying for my boss. He will change. Some of those things may not change. Isolation. That if at all you have your friends because you are in marriage, the moment you drop out from marriage, then you fear that those friends of yours will also drop out, will leave you. So in that case, you have that fear. You have low self-esteem. And that's what from the beginning, that's what we said, that manipulators will always try to work on your self-esteem. So once they have affected your self-esteem, then it becomes easier for them to control you. Then you also have cultural or family expectation. You know, in our culture, we don't divorce. In our family, we don't divorce. You get it? Now, if I divorce, where am I going to go to? So I can't go back to my parents' home. Yeah. So in that case, it will make you to tolerate those bad behavior. So one thing that you must note, that there's no single reason that will make people to stay. There will be multiple reasons that will make people to stay. That's why now you'll get somebody who will come to complain of abusive partner, but on the other side, when you advise him or her to leave that relationship, you say, but okay, on the other side, he's the one who is paying rent. He's also buying food. So when it comes to food, rent, provision, I have no problem with that. But now love is not there. Now, breaking those toxic cycle. These are
Can
the
I say
recovery
something?
steps. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the other reason why they stay in that relationship is there is intermittent reinforcement. Okay, because sometimes they get love and sometimes they don't get. There's abuse. So that is one of the biggest reasons they stay in that relationship, hoping that they will give them love. Because these women who get married to such people are desperate for love. They think love will come again because there is abuse, but then love also comes there. So they are waiting for that love time. And that's why they stay in those relationships.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. So, because we get there's provision there, there's abuse and there's provision, they come confused in between. Now, how do we break this from this cycle? One, we must recognize those unhealthy patterns. That in the morning you'll get a hot slap. In the evening, you get a bouquet of flowers. Or in the morning, you will get a hot slap. Then you say, now, I cannot fathom this. I cannot tolerate this. So in that case, you are planning to leave. You get a message on M-Pesa confirmed you have received this much from this person. Then you become confused. Now, can I leave? But he has apologized. So in that case, you get it. So now you have to recognize those unhealthy patterns. Number two, you have to accept reality and stop excusing repeated harmful behavior. So accepting reality is not that, yes, I'm going to live with this person the way it. No, I'm accepting, yes, this person is abusive. That's the reality you're accepting. This person is abusive. Then now you start now looking, how do we stop this abusive or harmful behavior? Can I share this with his parents or her parents? Can I share with his brother or her brother so that they intervene, they talk to us? Can I get a professional who can now come and talk to us and counsel us? Does he have a friend that we can rely on? And so in that case, we are able to resolve those problems. Step 3, you start to rebuild your self-worth. So affirm your strength. Reconnect with the supportive people and practice self-care. And that's why you say this toxic relationship, you might have this toxic relationship with yourself. So as much as you are going to blame others are just echoing what you do to yourself. You are not humble to yourself. You are abusive to yourself. So the moment you are abusive to yourself, others will also come and continue the same character, and then you feel, no, it's others who have a problem. So in that case, now you need to build yourself. You identify yourself. You build a new identity. So in that case, you are able to move on. Step 4, you need to set boundaries. So you can make it clear that I'm not willing to be shouted at. Yes, you bring me those gift, but the moment now we get into chaos, no, I say no. When it comes to violence, no, I'm not going to tolerate the violence. I know I need time before discussing this. So sometimes, yes, we have those that will be violated. After being violated, they'll go to their home state. Then the violators will still come to visit them and tell them, "Can we go? How can we go back and make up this?" You need time to heal so that you think about it. Are you going to tolerate that, or can we get out? So can you get out so that you realize that with your absence, there are things that are not also moving on. So now when you realize, they say, okay, this person is actually worthy. This person is worthy. So it'll give you some respect. Step 5, you can seek support. And seeking support options may include you can get a trusted friend or family, but don't share with just anybody, because some of the people you share, as much as they are perceived to be friends, they are enemies in disguise. And so you must be aware of whom you are sharing with. You also can get a counselor or a psychologist who can now support. You can get into support groups. As a woman, you can join other women group. So in that case, those women group, they tell you now we can make a basket, we can weave basket, we can make sweaters, we can make those. There's something that you'll make. So in that case, you are also able to generate some income, so that can give you some level of niche. You can also get faith leaders. And these faith leaders, it must be a place that's appropriate and it's also safe. Because going to the faith leaders, sometimes you go and share with the faith leaders, then we want to publicize you without necessarily publicizing you. So, for example, you have shared with me because you have seen me, I'm a faith leader. Then when we meet in the church and you're praying, and then we get to that session for who has prayer requests, then I'll be the first one to raise up and say, let's pray for Caroline. She's undergoing marital issues. Let's pray for her and her husband so that they might reconcile. Even if I've not given the details, the other congregation will be asking, which are the challenges? Yes. Yes. So in that case, they might worsen the situation. So that's why you have to identify people where it's appropriate and it's also safe to share. And then you can also engage domestic violence services.
Before you proceed,
If
Jotham,
abused.
there is a message here
Yes.
from Anne. She's saying some faith leaders encourage you to stick in the marriage, which is true. Some will tell you, oh, God hates divorce. Yes, God hates divorce, but did he say now you should be beaten to pulp so that you... Let me not finish that statement. Sorry.
Okay, yes. And thank you for the contribution. And that's why I say you must only identify if they are safe. You know, some of the faith leaders, fortunately or unfortunately, some of the faith leaders just realize that there's opportunity and there are resources in religion. That if we tell you, get us this much so that we can pray to you, we can talk to God, we can intervene to you to God, you are likely to get the money. So it's the employment. So they are not there just for spiritual purposes. They're there as an employment, and they have to. The same way your employer will make you go to look for customers so that you are able to convert that customer into money, so that you are sustainable or your pay is sustainable. That's the same way some of those faith leaders are. So that's why you are giving that note. It must be appropriate and safe. I have not mentioned any church or any religious group that you need to go to. Now, some of the healthy confidence versus narcissism. So, health confidence, that you will feel confident You accept criticism, you appreciate others, you are empathetic, and you also take responsibility. Yes, I've made a mistake. They'll say, okay, sorry, I've made a mistake. I will correct on that. So in that case, I'm owning up that mistake. But now when you get to the narcissism, they'll have grandiose. They feel they feel I'm the boss. I'm the person in charge. I'm the only one. You see, I'm the only one who is supposed to talk about narcissism. You see, what do you know about narcissism? You get it? So I have that feeling. Then you'll also find that they reject criticism. You can't criticize me. I'm the boss. I'm the person in charge. They need constant admiration. Yes, you must every time you must acknowledge. Yes, thank you for the support. Thank you for what you are doing. You know, if it was not you, my life would not be the same again. If it was not, so in that case, that now what give them, they are always seeking for glory and constant admiration. They are also lack of empathy. They are not putting themselves in the shoe of others. Then they also blame others. Those are now people who are narcissistic. A reflection. We are almost done, and our time is also almost done. Have you ever ignored red flags because someone was charming? And have you ever ignored red flag because someone was charming? Patrick, have you ever ignored red flag because someone was charming?
Yes, definitely. You, I think, okay, I can't say in my current relationships because I think with age you start learning how to see the red flag and avoid it and just cultivate healthier relationships with other people. And if you can't avoid that person who you can see those glaring red flags, you curate the relationship so that you don't get to see that toxic side of them. That's what I find myself doing. But yes, you see red flags in society everywhere you go.
So now, because we have identified them, we know how we can spot them. When you see those red flag, we are better off cutting ties. And you have said, let's not just look at those red flag. Let's not just look at those narcissistic relationship as just our spouses. They could be our parents, they could be our children, it could be ourselves, it could be our siblings, it could be our neighbors, and it could be so in that case. So when you see those red flags, then we need to check on them and see how we can do away with them. So,
Jonathan, can you send us that clip, the link to the clip?
Yes, I will do. I'll do immediately after
Yeah,
the
even
session.
the other clips
Now,
that
the-
you had, some other clips you had previous sessions. You had
shared.
some clips. Yeah, I need the links.
I know. Okay, because for those I downloaded. Now tracing the link might be technical from my side, but I'll try to check if I can. I'll try to check if I can get some. Then I'll share the link. So now this is what we are going to do at our own place. This to be submitted next week without failure. So let's say all of us identify 3 unhealthy patterns that you can recognize. Then 3 boundaries that you will establish. Then 3 support people that you can contact. So if we get this, then we'll solve our problem. Will become better. So with that, unless if there's any question or concern that can be shared,
Is that 3
you
support
can
people,
share before.
3 support
Yes.
people? What is it? 3 support people?
I've talked about you first identify 3 unhealthy patterns that you recognize. Then you identify 3 boundaries that you will establish. Then you identify 3 support people that you can conduct.
Thank you.
Welcome. So, if there's no other question or concern, I want to wish you a wonderful evening. This is a topic we should repeat. Okay, for Anne, he believes that checking partner's phone is toxic. Lillian, your hand is up.
Yeah, I put my question on the chat. I asked, and
So I'm going to check from the chat. People are narcissism. People know that they are narcissistic.
Jordan,
Yes.
allow me respond with a simple
Okay.
comparison. Just like most people who struggle with addiction, they don't know they are addicts. So a narcissist will know that's just their way of life. They don't know they are narcissists, but the people around them will know. Unless someone does deep introspection into their lives and patterns, they will just know it's a normal way of life. Why am I saying this? Because of genetic predisposition. When you're being brought up by a narcissistic parent, you tend to have those traits of the narcissistic parent. So you tend to emit them unconsciously. Let me use that word. So I with all honesty, don't believe 90% of narcissists know they are narcissists. Okay, Lillian.
And there are people who will say, for me, I don't give a damn. I'll call a spade a spade. I'll call it as it is. And they have not even verified part of information. So sometimes, because they have been given information by one side, so they rely on that information and they want to criticize and to tell you they are called as it is. They want to call you out. So some of them, as much as they are doing that, they know in reality they are narcissists.
Okay. Anne was saying, I wanted to say that for me, checking partner's phone is toxic. Okay, that is her perspective. We'll just accept it as that. Anyone with
But
a question?
also, for Anne, it depends on the reason why you are checking the phone. You see, if I take my partner's phone because I don't have airtime and I want to use her phone to make phone call, and then no problem. But now, if I have to get into privacy to check whom did she call, which message came in, then I'll find messages. Some of the message. Remember, with my phone, I'm only receiving messages. So if at all, Anne, you have sent me a message, and somebody else has seen that message, then you want to blame it on me because I've received the message. Okay, for Anne, she believe better everybody to manage his space. Okay, that's okay. If there's no other burning issue, Carol, you can close for us.
Okay, mine is just to say thank you for committing to these sessions so far. It's a bit of a learning process for each and every one of us. Have a beautiful night and a wonderful, amazing week ahead as you thrive and strive to be better. I believe personal development is something that someone should invest in often. Yes. Have a good one.
Maybe before we pray, I would like
Yes, Nanis?
yeah, I just realized I didn't tell you why I left in between the class.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Today happens to be my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
So when I just logged in, thank you. So the people that I mentor around here, my workmates, made a surprise for me.
Aww.
So I had to to get out of class, and it was very funny. And yeah, so that is what happened to me today. And
Oh, wow.
thank you. I appreciate because they were so excited that I'm able to mentor them and listen to them. So yeah.
Happy birthday, Nani.
Thank you so much. So have a good night. I missed a lot, but I know I'll
Good
be
night.
able to read
You'll
through
get the
the
recordings.
slides. Yes, please. I will appreciate
Wow.
it. Thank you.
That makes the two of us. Today is my very happy day. So food is good. A surprise is good. Happy birthday, Nani. Have a great one. Age gracefully with the favor of God and men. Yes.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much.
Amen.
Bye
And
bye.
have a blessed
Welcome.
time too.